Yep.
What would you say? What would you say like top five your clients like to invest in the most, or that they speculate or trade on the most? Obviously, probably Bitcoin and Ethereum are in there.
Yeah. So I would say on the retail side, it's going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. And then before XRP was delisted, Ripple.
Mhm.
And then on the I would say more institutional side, it will primarily be Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're seeing a lot of stable coins. And so that's really interesting. On the Asia side, primarily Tether. On the US side, primarily Circle's USDC. And then dependent on specific jurisdictions, we're also seeing some interesting names in decentralized finance. So, a DEX, for example, is Uniswap.
Mhm.
And there's other projects that we've seen gain a lot of traction. For example, the DeFi blue chips. So kind of the leaders of these different decentralized platforms, whether it's Wi-Fi, whether it's SNX, Synthetics, whether it's Aave for lending and Compound or Balancer. So I think, those have definitely, despite some of the ups and downs of the volatility spectrum, we've seen, them still peak a lot of interest. Most of them are at all-time highs. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we had Grayscale just announce that they'll potentially come out with a trust for some of these
Mhm.
decentralized platforms. So I think it was Aave, and I think Polkadot was also another one of them. And Polkadot has hit all-time highs as well. So
Mhm.
um, it'll be really cool to see. I think, even just taking a step back, it takes a lot of time to build these products and the underlying infrastructure, and we're getting to a point where some of these products are coming to market. And so, to your point about Polkadot, the dot ecosystem going live is going to be really cool and influential to the space, just because of all the projects that are currently building on top of it. So there's still so much more to come. We haven't even scraped the tip of the iceberg.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do you have any concerns with allowing them to trade stablecoin like Tether? That has a lot of questions, that isn't necessarily backed by a whole lot, or if anything that we know of, versus something like USDC or what Circle's got. 'Cause there's a bunch of stablecoins out there at this point.
hmm
But do you have any concerns allowing them to trade like Tether versus something that has a little bit more validity?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think there was a lot of speculation on how much one-to-one, as you mentioned, the Tether stablecoin was backed by. And
Mhm.
I think there was a lot of it was definitely speculation, at least from our side, as we heard. There's definitely counterparty risk, whether it's Tether and whether it's Circle. I think, that's something to keep in mind. There's nothing that has zero counterparty risk. Even the US dollar, if you were to boil it down, has some
Mhm.
level of inflationary and counterparty risk with the Fed. And so,
Right.
the counterparty risk definitely exists. I think, to your point, when the questions around Tether came up, we were seeing a bit of some, selling action. And there was definitely a little bit of hesitation from Asia markets, who again use Tether very actively as a stable coin. But since then, volumes are back up. And so it does seem as though, this speculation may have passed and we've kind of moved on to GameStop.